I was invited to speak at a forensic science conference. That was a definite first for me, kind of co-present. I was the guest, I guess you would say. And this is the first thing I saw when I walked into the conference room. And yes, I did quite a double take as I walked in the door and saw that. And the first thing you think instinctively is that somebody's actually lying on the floor. Anyways, at a very large and very fancy hotel in Dallas. It was stuffed with authentic Asian antiques like this massive sculpture. Love this piece here. And yeah, it was a neat thing to do. Of course, I was asked to come in because of my expertise in Saps, Blackjacks, and that kind of a thing, but felt pretty intimidating because all these very well-educated people. How great is this piece here, by the way? Yeah, I took a lot of pictures in the lobby. I should say lobbies. Again, the hotel was just massive. But, I was hearing in the corridor, this being one of many corridors with many, many conference rooms. You know how it is, whether you're at a convention for, comic books or a professional thing, they got the different breakout rooms and the schedules and all that kind of thing. So being in this hallway and getting to hear snippets of different presentations, it was, hardcore stuff. One session was called Crime Scene 101. And I could tell, people were there because this obviously plays directly into their careers. So they're there to learn useful information. And I thought mine was more like, tangentially interesting, but maybe not useful to them. I don't know. But here was the title of the session I was the guest speaker at. Historical Weaponry and Trauma. Hands-on Q&A. And I wasn't even sure exactly what that meant. Like, am I supposed to do hands-on demonstrations? But yeah, the person who invited me to speak, who was leading all the sessions in this room that day, luckily took charge and knew of me and my work, so it all worked out. It was a great experience. And here's the collection of almost exclusively antique weapons that I brought for the show and tell. And that was a good move. That was cool because, people were walking in while we're waiting for the session to start. They're looking at items, picking them up. So I got to mix in with them and explain what some of the items were, that kind of thing. Turns out there was some retired law enforcement people there with hands-on experience from the old days using slapjacks. I generally call those flat saps, but they do go by different names, so it's fun to mix those in. Got to see a cow bone shattered with a edge-on flat sap strike, by the way. That was really cool. I didn't know that was going to happen. And I'm definitely not as much of an expert on wounds and that kind of thing as the folks I was talking to, but I think I did provide them with a lot of new information on this whole weapons family, the history, the development, major categories, that kind of a thing. So anyway, cool little experience. Just wanted to make a short video on it. I thought this was funny. This is the dummy that you saw at the start of the video in its body bag so that it could get transported back out to the parking lot. I'm specifically leaving out details like the name of the speaker who invited me and the actual name of the conference because I'm not sure if it's okay to share those things. It probably is. But I will err on the side of caution and leave that stuff out. I spent years working really hard on the SAP book, so it's cool that years later it's creating opportunities like this. It was really such a personal passion project. I honestly thought that maybe a few people over the course of years might check it out. Well, that is the video. Thanks.